Okay, there are 9 of them, and the 9th part is what is known as the determiner. All right, remember that determiner was initially under adjective. All right, that was when altogether the parts of speech was 8. All right, now excluding the determiner from the adjective, that is trying to remove the determiner from the adjective, that makes everything altogether to become 9. So now there are 9 parts of speech or 9 word classes in English language. All right, and the 9th part is the determiners. All right, and when we talk about determiners seem to be very, very broad. Okay, and I'm going to be taking time to diversify each of the aspects of determiners in today's class. And what actually necessitated the removal of determiner from adjective is the fact that determiner is very broad and it needs to stand on its own, all right, as one of the parts of speech in English. I hope this is very, very clear to you now. So generally, determiners, okay, determiners are pre-modifiers, okay? Determiners are pre-modifiers. Now, in English, what do we refer to as pre-modifiers? Now, pre-modifiers are basically words. In some cases, they could be a group of words, okay, that precedes. Now, the it here means it comes before nouns or noun phrases. Do you understand? So all the pre-modifiers or all the determiners tend to come before nouns or noun phrases. I hope this is clear to you. So determiners are pre-modifiers to nouns or noun phrases. Okay, so determiners are pre-modifiers to nouns or noun phrases. Is that taken? So, in other words, they occur before a noun or a noun phrase. Okay, so take a look. What I'm saying in essence is that determiners tend to occur before a noun or a noun phrase. That is, determiners are words that will tell you at what condition, what position does a noun or a noun phrase occupy. Do you understand? Or what a noun or noun phrase indicates. That's what determiners functions as. I hope this is clear to you. Okay, so we look at types of determiners. Okay, so let's consider types of determiners. So in this case, we'll be looking at articles. Okay, all right. And then remember, when we talk about articles, we're referring to the 2 aspects of it. So here we have the definite article, all right, which is otherwise known as the what? The article THE. And then we also have the indefinite article, known as the article A or the article AN. I hope this is clear to you. So we're going to be looking at this, looking at the explanation of this article as time goes on. Then 2, we have possessive determiners, okay? Possessive determiners. Now, what do we refer to as possessive determiners? Now, these are determiners that tend to indicate ownership of something, all right, or trying to indicate that somebody owns something. I hope this is clear to you. So these are examples of possessive determiners. You understand? They help to indicate that something belongs to someone or that someone owns something, okay? So examples you could have here, you can have mine, my as well. You can have our, ours, okay, and so on like that. So I'm going to still state the rules that govern the usage of possessive determinants. I'll tell you the rules that is applicable to possessive determinants. So that's the second aspect. Let's look at the third aspect. That's number 3. Now, this is talking about quantifiers. Okay. Quantifiers. All right. This is the most confusing aspect when it comes to determinants. Okay. The aspect of quantifiers. And what does this simply mean? So many people do not know how to make use of some certain quantifiers like little, a little, few, a few, many, much. Do you understand? Any, some, and many more like that. These are examples of quantifiers. They help to indicate the degree at which something happens, okay? Or the quantity of something, or the modification of a particular thing. I hope this is clear to you. So that's basically the function of quantifiers. And in today's class, I'll basically focus on the aspect of quantifiers, okay, and explain to you in details. So let's continue. So here, like I mentioned, e.g., you can have some, you can have any, you can have many, you can have much, you can have a little, you can even have little, you can have a few, you can as well have few, and so on like that. I hope this is clear to you now. Now, number 4, that's the fourth aspect of determinants. That's known as numerals, okay? Numerals, okay? And then numerals here is talking about the ordering of numbers, okay? Ordering of items. And we can only use numbers to indicate these orderings. So numerals has 2 types, okay? So here we have cardinal and also we have ordinal. I hope this is clear to you. So here, the cardinal is where you have the 1, you have 2, you have 3, and so on. I hope this is clear to you. And then the ordinal, this is where you have first to replace 1, and you have second to replace 2, and where you have third to replace 3, and so on like that. There are also rules that govern the use of numerals. I hope that's clear to you. So like I explained to you earlier, in today's class, all right, these are the 4 types of determinants. Okay, now I'm going to be teaching this extensively. Why am I picking this first? Because that seems to be the most difficult for some people. And once I'm able to demystify the aspect of quantifiers, it will be very easy for you to understand articles, possessive, and numerals. I hope this is clear to you. Now let's start. So major concentration is on quantifiers, okay? Quantifiers. So now let's go on. What are quantifiers? Now these are determinants that helps. These are determinants that would help you to identify or to know the level, the extent, the degree, or the amount of a particular thing, okay, or an item. Okay, so these are determinants, okay, that help. These are determinants that help to show or indicate the level or degree of an item or a thing. All right. So that's basically what quantifier represents. They help to show the extent, the level, the degree of an item or a specific thing. I hope this is clear to you. So let's look at examples. Okay. Examples of quantifiers Examples of quantifiers are, for instance, you have some, you have many, you have much, you have any, you have little, you have a little, okay? You have few, you have a few, all right? And so on like that. How does this get to you? Now, let me ask you just a very quick question. Can you differentiate between few and a few? What do you think both of them represent? How do you distinguish few and few? Let me give you about 1 minute or more to tell me. Let's see. Just make it think as you're listening, as you're watching me. Let's see. Can you make a trial? Is the difference between these two? All right. Can you make a trial? Let's see if that's clear. Now, this is what I'm going to do. Very, very important. For all of these examples, I'm going to explain them in details to you. Right? To make them better. So now let's start. Looking at the examples, and using this. Examples and using this. Okay, so many, much, all right. Then you have, I'm going to explain this ones differently. Let's look at many, much, some, any. Yes. Okay, so now let's start with the first aspect. Many, that's M-A-N-Y. Remember that many can only be used for count nouns, okay? Count nouns, which is otherwise known as countable nouns. Do you understand? Yes. So count nouns are nouns that can be easily pluralized. Do you understand? They can show plurality. You can add letter S or ES to them. Like, for example, when you have boys, that's B-O-Y-S, that's boys. That's actually count nouns. Like churches, boxes. Do you understand? Those are count nouns. Nouns that can easily be pluralized. They are count nouns. So many goes with CN. Now remember that CN means what? Count nouns. And I just gave you examples of count nouns. Remember that count nouns does not in any way have to do with nouns that can be counted or separated. What count nouns simply means? Count nouns means that they are nouns that can be pluralized. They show plural form. You can simply add S to them. You can add ES to them. You can add IES and so on. And then you know how to formulate plural forms of the noun. When you change S to V and add ES, when you change Y to I, right? ES to and so on and that. So, so anytime you see many, all right, remember that many goes with what? Count nouns. Okay? Let me give an example. E.g., there are many students in the class. I hope you can see. There are many students in the class. Are we good? Now, let's take the analysis of this. Look at what many will quantify. Okay? Many. Look at students. Also, students is a count noun. Do you understand? Now, many is going to attract plural count nouns. Please take note of that. Plural count nouns. That's another thing to understand. Anything you have many, most likely goes with plural count nouns. That is, in the first instance, you have plural, meaning you're talking about more than one living thing. All right? And then it has to go with count nouns. Can you see the way I'm able to pluralize students? Those students. That's very, very good. Count nouns. Okay, so I hope many is well understood. Next one is much. Much goes with non-count. Non-count. Now, what are non-counts? Non-counts basically that can never be pluralized. Do you understand? You can't show plural for these type of nouns. You cannot put plurals to them. You can't even put plurals to them. Do you understand? For example, information cannot attract letter S. Furniture cannot attract letter S. Equipment cannot attract letter S. Do you understand? Potential cannot attract letter S. Advise, do you understand? As a noun cannot attract letter S. The noun is ADVIC cannot attract letter S. You can only say a piece of advice or pieces of advice. So the best way to pluralize a non-count noun is to indicate petitive. There's something called petitive, which is what a piece of or pieces of. Those are called petitives. You can use petitives to indicate the plural form to non-count nouns only. I hope this is clear to you. So much goes with. That's why it would be very wrong for you to say there are much students in the class. And because students are all right. Count now does not go in line with much. Much only goes with non-count. Let's take an example. E.g., how much sugar the cupboard. Do you understand? I have much sugar in the cupboard. Let's see. Here, much is what? That's a quantifier, remember? Plus what? What's sugar? Sugar is a non-count. And remember, much doesn't just indicate similarity, meaning much is not talking about something that has small quantity, no, big or large quantity as well. So in that case, it equally goes to a non-count. Sorry, not really. You can use them for singular or also for plural, depending on the case. Singular or plural. Singular or plural. Okay? You can go for both singular and plural. For the fact that sugar here is used as a quantity, do you understand? Like as a unit, collectively, not just one, as a whole. In the same way, too, one can also use the sugar to indicate just individuality. It is very possible. That's why I said you can go for both singular or plural form. Singular in the sense that you're referring to just individuality. Plural, you're referring to it as a whole, collection, quantity. All right, so let's look at some. So some goes with both. I hope you understand it this way, but let me write it better. Both count now and non-count. Do you understand? Some goes with both count now and non-count, but I'm going to assure you that some, all right, actually goes more with count nouns. Goes more with count nouns. So to a very large extent, use some in line with count nouns. So it's possible for us to outrightly remove non-counts. Okay? So some goes with count nouns. Okay? Goes with, it's just on a very slim or rare case, would you see some going with non-counts. So some goes with count nouns, basically. And some indicate positive connotation. Please don't forget. Yes. Anytime you're using some as a quantifier, all right, the statement as a whole, the context of that statement or the context of the sentence must be positive for you to use some. I hope this is clear to you. Can you see the way I'm taking them one after another to explain in detail? Now, next one is any. So any goes with non-counts. Please don't forget. It goes with non-counts. Yes, non-counts. And then any shows what? Negative, negative connotation. Yes, any shows negative connotation. It doesn't indicate a positive connotation at all. How would you detect this? Now, check the sentence, the context of the sentence as a whole, the message the sentence is trying to convey, and check the verb as well too. If the verb has not or don't, you know that is negative. Do you understand? And is most likely to attract any. So there are two things to bear in mind, which are when you're talking about any, all right, it most likely goes with non-count, and then it attracts negative connotation. Some goes very well with count now. CN means count now, please don't forget. And goes with what? Positive connotation. Much goes with what? Either singular form or the plural form of non-counts. Do you understand? So you can use it for either the singular form or the plural form of non-count. Remember, I already explained to you what non-counts are. Do you understand? These are nouns, okay, that can never be pluralized except with the use of petitives. So you can only use petitives to pluralize non-count nouns. Like when you say a set of cutlery or sets of cutlery. Cutlery as a word, do you understand, cannot attract, you can't change the Y to I and add ES. It's not possible. All right. You can only attach a petitive to it. I hope this is clear to you now. So that's how you can make use of the aspect of non-counts. Why count nouns are nouns that attract plurality. They can be pluralized. You can add S to them. You can add ES. You can add IES to them. I hope this is clear to you. So those are count nouns. Very, very well. So class, I've explained 1, 2, 3, 4 very well. Right? Now, let's look at how to differentiate few, a few, and little, little. I hope this is clear to you. All right. All right, so let's look at here. We have few, right? What does few means? Few means inadequate. All right. Now, what does inadequate means? Not enough. Okay. It means not enough. Very low in quantity. That's what few means. Do you understand that now? That's basically what few means. And remember, few is another point. Attract. Few attracts count nouns. Let me illustrate that in full because there are spaces for me. Count nouns. So now, when you hear few, it means that it is below expectation. It's inadequate, not up to the actual amount expected. Do you understand that now? And when few, grammatically, few will be used for count nouns. I already explained to you nouns that can be pluralized. You can use few. All right. Now, let me give an example. So, e.g., have I have few friends. Full stop. If I say to you that I have few friends, what I simply mean is that